We're a democracy. People should vote and solve some of these issues.
Okay, but then
and they won't always be what you want.
Explain this then. You look at today's economy here in the United States, and you could say inflation's coming down. You could look at gas prices. They're coming down. Wages are up. There are some good things to be said.
Yeah.
And yet, you would think, if you actually look at some of the polls and you talk to people, that this economy is not a good economy. Is it?
So, first of all, the most important thing is the stuff we've already spoken about. I tell my own people at JP Morgan Chase, the economy is the weather. And people are always trying to guess what the weather's going to be. And you know what? You're making a mistake. It might snow, it might rain, it might be icy outside, it goes up, it goes down. As a company, we're prepared for all of that. My job during that kind of thing is to serve my client, which includes countries, cities, states, hospitals, schools, Ukraine, IMF, World Bank. That's my job. And I know that the weather and earnings will go up or down and credit losses and all those kind of things. But if you look at the U.S. economy, yes, almost all-time low unemployment, but inflation is hurting people. But employment is really important. I just mentioned about the bottom third. Okay, and so when you say polls, that bottom third, I kind of think they have a right to be pissed off. I would probably be a little pissed off if I were them. And so we shouldn't just act like it's a binary type of thing. What did we do wrong? We've been talking about trying to help those lower income citizens now since President Johnson. And it's almost still where it was before. And so I just think we've made a lot of mistakes. But let me just caution you in the economy. When people look at the current economy and things are going good, stocks are up, and we've had a little bit of drugs injected directly into our system called fiscal stimulation, the largest we've ever had in peacetime, and QE, the largest monetary stimulation. Two different things, different effects, but they are drugs running through the system, and they create this kind of sugar high, and we're in a sugar high. I don't know if it's going to end in a soft landing or something like that. But when people say, well, corporate profits are up, this is up. Yeah, corporate profits are up because people are spending a lot of money. Where do they get the money? The government gave it to them. Well, of course profits are up. When they stop spending money, corporate profits will go down. So I'm a little worried that we're in that little bit of a sugar high and we don't understand it. We've never had QT before. I think it may bite more than other people. You're going to see it in volatile markets. You've seen very volatile markets. Now, most of you don't care about volatile markets unless it starts to affect the economy, and which it might. And so I'm quite cautious about the economy, and I think that the QE, QT, and all this geopolitical stuff, they can bite. And I would just be a little careful about that just because it feels pretty good today.
And you think that Jay Powell may still raise rates? You don't think he's finished? The prevailing view is he's done.
Yeah, well,
and maybe we'll actually go the opposite way.
The prevailing view, take a chart of the prevailing view before every major inflection point, and it's always been wrong. So, I don't look at the prevailing view, and nor am I trying to guess. So my view about the economy is I think there's a higher chance than other people that rates have to go up. Think of short rates and 10-year rates. The Federal Reserve sets short rates. They simply dictate it and can manage it through a bunch of means. They do not set the 10-year rate. That is set by you. Supply, demand, inventory, sentiment, capital requirements around the world. And those capital requirements are huge. Governments have the biggest deficits ever, and they have the biggest debt ever. When we last had inflation at high numbers, the debt to GDP was 35%, and now it's 100%. And you can go around the world and it's roughly, we've been the most profligate, but it's roughly the same. And so when Volcker raised rates, the deficit was small and the debt was small, and now it's far bigger than that. Governments need more money. The green economy is going to need more money. The European energy situation requires money. The restructuring of trade is going to be inflationary. The remilitarization of the world is inflationary. So there are a lot of things out there which are both dangerous and inflationary. So I just say, be prepared. It's rational if you work on a risk me that the rates may go up, both the short rate and the 10-year rate, and be prepared that might lead to a recession. Now, when I worry about JP, again, that will hurt us a little bit. We'll still be fine, and we'll serve our clients. But I think the odds are higher than other people. I think there's still a chance of a soft landing. I just give it less odds than other people, that's all.